Hello, and welcome to another vlog. And we're out on the patio instead of in the shop. Wanted to touch base on two things. Yesterday, I uploaded the vlog for the mausoleum arches. And I mentioned that the pillars need to be re-gone through. Spent yesterday and so far today, pillars have been redone, so the arches are 100% done. And since I have my soldering iron and stuff out here to do the wiring for the lights on the arches, I said the heck with it. Got into the Dragon, and all the lights in the Dragon are working. That was in the vlog prior to the arch vlog, 3 small projects, I think it was called. So both the Dragon and the arches are done. And we're ready to move over to our last big, not major, but big prop rehab for the season, I think. I do have one other smaller project I'll be doing too, but that won't be for another week or two. And that's this here. That's the mechanism for my Jack-in-the-Box clown. The one that sits in the cage. The cage itself needs a lot of rehab. It needs a repainting, plywood needs to be replaced on it, a lot of maintenance. So we're going to be getting into that. But the first thing we need to get done is with the mech. When I first built this, I had a problem, and I'm running into that problem again, and that's with this plate here. It holds the butt end of that piston, which raises this whole thing up and down. And with it sitting out in the weather, the costuming and stuff getting wet, this thing ends up weighing a ton. It weighs a ton as it is. And the first original plate I put on, the weld ended up breaking partway through the season. So last year I maintenanced it, put this plate on, and not only is it starting to bend, but the weld is starting to fail. So I need to take that off, replace it, and I'm going to fix it a little bit differently. One is the metal thickness on here. I've got some thicker stuff left over from our project last season. I'm going to cut that down and use it instead of this thin gauge stuff. Then I'm also going to cut another smaller piece of it, so we'll have a plate here, and I'm going to ridge it across the back, which will help keep it from wanting to bend. So, gotta get in there and do that. And I was also digging around in my parts. I had a couple of pool noodles left over from when I originally did this prop and another one. And this sat outside for a couple of years. And the pool noodles are starting to disintegrate and fall apart. So, I'm going to go through and replace a few of the pool noodles. I don't have enough to do the whole thing. I will probably end up picking some up down the road to finish it off. But the pool noodles need to be replaced on it. So that's our first project. Right now, I gotta get these bolts off and get that plate off and get the mech back to where it's supposed to be. Okay, I've had dinner. It's going on about 20 minutes to 8, and it's 99 out here right now. That is a cool down. It was 104, 105 today. But I've reached my limit. I'm not going to stay out here any later. I'm going in the house. I'm done. But we made some progress. I just got done reinstalling the piston. The tab up here that the piston hooks onto, the weld on it broke last year while it was in the hunt. So I just simply drilled a hole through it and mounted it with a bolt. Bolt is still there, as you can see, but I went back through and I re-welded it too. So that's all good to go. There's free range on it. Okay, now we're back. But anyway, got the free range motion. The real test will be once I get hooked up and stuff. Got down here, we got this plate welded on. Now, let's see, do I have the old plate over here, or did I move it? I think I moved it. Yeah. Here's the old plate. But see if you can tell here. Got it lined up on the other side. You can see the plate I have welded on, this one here, is way thicker, way more heavy duty. Now, I welded it on this side and down here, and then on the end, and then on the inside. So it's got 4 points of weld on it. I am thinking, because this thing tends to want to push and bend this way, you know, out this way, of taking this piece and welding it something like that, you know, right in between the screws there, to act as a rib to help keep it from wanting to bend. And, you know, I'm thinking, you know, it's a stronger steel, it's not going to bend as easy, but when you're dealing with pneumatics, there's a lot of forces involved. I think my best bet is to weld that rib on, and I will do that tomorrow. So, for now, we're done. Tomorrow we'll get out here and weld that rib on, and I'll probably go from there. It's not going to take long to weld that rib on. Well, good morning. I've been out here for a little bit. I've got the mech out here. I went ahead and added my rib, and I know my weld's not that clean. My welds never are. Now, I didn't feel like grinding it to make it look better. No one's ever going to see it, so I'm not going to worry about it. If someone was going to see the weld, then I clean it up. But on the mech itself, with that fixed, the only other fix I need to do are the pool noodles. And while I do have 2 pool noodles in the shop, it's not enough to do the whole project. And I want to do it all at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on doing the pool noodles until I can go down and get some more, provided I can find them. It's mid-August, believe it or not, a lot of the stores in my area, we're in the middle of a heat wave. We're up in the hundreds again. They're putting out winter coats and gloves, you know, and all the winter and fall crap. We need shorts and swimming pool stuff and that sort of thing, and they're putting out winter crap. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. But anyway, so that part of the project is on hold, which brings me to this part. This is the cage that goes around it. And the plywood is starting to warp and twist. It needs a repainting. And then I put some gussets on the corners here to help strengthen up the corners on all the panels, and they're starting to fall apart and what have you. This cage sits out in the weather year-round, so I'm not too surprised this happened. I knew, you know, the wood was going to deteriorate. But our project now is we're going to go back through. I am going to try to save the wood frame. They're still in good condition. It's just this plywood for the decoration and the gussets, by the look of it, that need fixing. So I'm going to go through and get all my fixes done, and then this thing is going to get a repaint. As to the trim around the outside of it, I am going to redo that, I think. A lot of my problem is, you know, the wood frame ends here. You know, and this sticks out almost a foot on each side, which means the cage takes up a lot of room. I want to lose the detail on the side, and then maybe do something to where this corner is more up on top instead of sticking over the side, so I could have a smaller area to put this in, and hence more room in the haunt for maize and what have you. You know, if I don't need as big of a hole, it takes up less room. The footprint for it's a lot less. So, and one other drawback to doing this, I'm going to need to buy plywood for this. And the way lumber prices are, I'm not looking forward to it. But anyway, I gotta get in here. First step is to get this thing torn apart. I think I am going to do the small panels first, get their gussets replaced, get them torn apart, cleaned up, set off to the side, and then we'll tackle the big beasties. Hey, greetings, people. Been out here off and on all day, and I'm about ready to call it quits for a while. The smoke is extremely heavy here. We got up this morning, had to go run some errands. We had ash all over the truck. So there was a layer of ash out, and by the time we got back, got things set up and stuff for work tomorrow morning, Ram wasn't feeling too good, so I went in for a couple hours, came out, did some work, went back in, went back. You know, I've been in and out of the house all day. I can't stay out here very much in this. It's in the upper 90s right now here, and then with the smoke and everything, Ram just feels like he's, you know, going back and forth right now, and I'm having trouble breathing. It figured that would go off. Did that, I think, on a clip in the last vlog. But we did make some progress. I got all the grills off, all the panels have their new gussets and stuff on them, and they've been maintained. I then, and just now, got done doing the detail work, and it looks, for the most part, almost identical to what I had on the old setup, except the trim pieces here actually came out about that far on each side. I've shrunk them down. I've also done away with a trim piece going up the side here too. So the only other quandary we had, and I was talking to Sue, this is the front panel. This is the panel everyone is going to see. So I wanted that detailing work. Problem is when people look through it, with the old style, they saw the same detail, you know, sticking up off the back. You know, so it gave a little bit more uniform look. I really didn't want to have to go through and cut another set of these out. So I think I'm just going to leave it on the front panel. We'll take a look at once it's all set up in the haunt and go from there. So for right now, we're ready for paint. And painting is going to be interesting considering every side of this, the top, the bottom, the sides, every surface of it has to be painted. Because this is stored outside, and if I don't get some paint on all the surfaces, the plywood will start to, and the wood will start deteriorating. So I've got to get them painted. So I'm going to have to do it like right now with the way it's sitting. I can do the surface, the sides, you know, the edges around the inside and around the outside, then move it off, let it dry, and then once it's dry, come back, flip it over, and get all the areas I didn't get the first time. You know, so I'll have to do that on my primer coat, which is a white. And we decided to go from red to green. And then we're going to do a gold accent, just like the other ones had. You know, I'll have to do the same thing when I'm shooting the green. It'll take twice on each panel to get them all painted. And which means it's going to take a while, because I've got to shoot the first shoot the first run, let them dry, come back in, shoot the second run, let them dry, then switch over to color and repeat. And I've got 4 panels to do. The actual spraying won't take long. It's going to be the drying that takes the longest. Now, we also made another decision on the grill work. Joanne talked me into leaving them alone. I was going to go through, clean them up, and respray them a silver color. She said leave them as is. You know, they look dirty, they look old. You know, it's supposed to, you know, they're not supposed to look brand new. You know, she said just leave them as is. So I'm going to leave them as is. You know, and once the painting on these are done, I can just reinstall and be done with it. But for right now, I'm going to go in the house and get out of the smoke. Maybe after dinner I'll come out and do a little bit of spraying. If not, I'll do some spraying tomorrow. I'll have a little bit of time in the afternoons free. I got work in the morning, but hey people, welcome to Saturday. Been out here in the shop off and on all day long. I came out this morning about 7 o'clock. Primer coated all the pieces. In other words, I sprayed them white. And I had to do it in two batches. I did one side and some of the edging on the first go. It took about 15 minutes with spraying it and cleanup. Then we went and ran errands, and while we were gone running errands, everything was drying. I got home from running my errands, and it was, you know, about 2.5 to 3 hours later, with the heat we've got going over here, everything was dry. So I flipped them over and sprayed the rest of it white. So every piece was coated with white real good. And then took another break for a couple hours. Let that dry. And I just came out and sprayed the first coat of green. I'm going to have some little touch-ups. I nicked it with a hose and stuff here. But this is the first round of green. I still need to get in here. And as you can see there, the white, I got to do the back, and I got to do some touch-ups around the edges and stuff. I'll do that after dinner tonight. And then these things can sit until Monday. Now Monday, after they've dried, if everything's looking good, you know, and I got stuff like that not showing up, we'll get in here Monday, get the grills reinstalled, and then that panel only will have some detail work. We're going to do some scroll work and stuff up on the top and the bottom of that panel. That's the only panel that will be getting detailing work. It's kind of pointless to detail the whole cage and everything because people can't see it. So if I ever get to the point where they will see it, I'll detail it then. But that panel will take a while with detailing on there. But that will probably be Monday. And this is actually a quickie project. We'll be done with this project sometime next week, probably toward the beginning of the week. I mentioned yesterday that we went down to Home Depot and we checked a couple other places. Nobody had any pool noodles. But anyway, we couldn't find any pool noodles because I wanted to replace the pool noodles on the mech. So I hit Home Depot and I bought these. These are pipe insulations. You know, the hole's a little bit bigger, but I can make these work. And I'll use these to replace the pool noodles. And hopefully, since this is a little bit different foam than what the pool noodles are, it'll hold up better being outside. So I got my pool noodles, so once I'm done with the box, and the box is setting off to the side drying or what have you, I can bring the mech in here and start messing with those pool noodles, getting the mech done. Good morning. I don't know. I don't remember if I shot any footage yesterday. I probably did. But in case I didn't, I'm going to repeat myself in case I did. I know that didn't make any sense. That's usual. Rams like that. We came in yesterday, got the green touched up. We got the grills in all the pieces. And then we went and drew out our design on this one, and we got 2 coats of gold on it. Now my last step for this panel, I've got to come in here and do the outlining like on the old piece around this. So all the detail work needs to be outlined. And I also got to get the wording in. Anton Thrall's Traveling Menagerie. Anton Thrall is the owner of the menagerie, hence the ghost that owns the display. In other words, my character. But anyway, I need to get that laid out and stuff. I can do that at the same time I'm doing the outlining. Got my work done out here. Went and ran some errands. Came back and everything is dry. So I know we're a little close. I should have it up against the table. But we got all the detail work outlined. I've got Anton Thrall's Traveling Menagerie on here. And we got the Wolfie logo up there. So this is done now with paint. So I can put all 4 panels away. Now I still need to bring the mech in, which is going to be my next step after I get these put away and get cleaned up in here. I got to put all the paint supplies and stuff away. But we'll bring the mech in and we're going to do the pool noodles on the mech, which won't take long, and then this project will be done. Yay! A quickie project. Okay, all finished. Pool noodles are on. I went and used the pipe wrapping insulation foam. They look like gray. They're basically gray pool noodles, but they're designed for being Now I went and used 2 pieces on the leg like I had, plus a third one to kind of beef up the legs a little bit. And then the ribs, originally the pool noodles, I had the rod in there for the ribs running on the inside, and I wanted to beef the chest out a bit more, so I just attached it to the outside of the rod. And I'm using Gorilla Tape, and Gorilla Tape works really good. The old ones, when I went to remove them, I had them on with Gorilla Tape. It was the original tape I used when I built this several years ago, and it's been sitting outside in the weather. It was still sticky as all hell. So it worked good. Now on the arms, I had a blue and a red pool noodle left. So I diced them up and put them on the arms. Reason being is the pool noodles are actually a little bit more bigger round than the pipe installation stuff is. Another difference too, I'll be replacing these in a couple of years. This is a very porous foam, to where this is a very close knit. This is designed to be left outside. These aren't. So between the sun and the water and everything, they do disintegrate, which is why I replaced them to begin with. But with that, I've got to refasten the arms up into its storage. I just take the end and zip tie it up here so they're not dangling like that, getting caught on things when I move it. And it's done. Tomorrow morning, we'll get out here. I got to get this put away. I got junk over there that needs to get put away. I have a few little things over here. And I need to sweep. Other than that, tomorrow, being Wednesday, we'll be moving into a new project, which means tonight you should be getting this vlog, being Tuesday. Now, speaking of projects, the next vlog you get is going to be a combination vlog. I have 3 semi-short projects. Each one's going to take about like 2 days to do, roughly. I'm just going to put them all into the same vlog, kind of like I did with the 3 small projects vlog. But that vlog, once it's done, once it's uploaded, that is going to be it for Propville build vlogs for the 2021 season. We will be starting to set up the haunt September 7th, I do believe is the date that we chose. Like 2 days earlier than last year. I think we started it on the 9th last year. So we'll be starting on the 7th. And like every year, I'll be doing a setup vlog. So there'll be a video up. If we actually get started on the 7th, it will be up late evening. After I get done outside. So probably around 11 o'clock at night. So in between that vlog and the next vlog I'm going to do, I'm probably going to have some downtime. I think I'm going to spend that working on the courtyard panels downstairs to see if I can get more panels with lights in them. See how much I can get done. It'd be nice to get them all done, but I know I'm not going to. But I like to get some more done. I like to have either the exit or the courtyard, because that's where those panels are going, lit with LEDs. So I think for the courtyard I need 20 panels, so about half of them done. And if I can't get half of them done, then I just won't wire the lights up, because it'd look weird having half the panels lit and not the other half. But anyway, there's going to be a delay between the next vlog and the setup vlog, just so you know. But there is one more vlog. Should be out either next week or the week after, I'm thinking. So anyway, stay spooky. Stay toxic.